doors, the grand doors.
Well, clearly somebody arrived this morning.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't as, loud and thunderous a greeting.
Yeah, that's the entranceway, the great doors, grand doors. And when you enter, oh, well, you'll see my other videos of the kind of welcome you get. It happens for every guest that arrives. So, yeah, so nobody's arriving right now, so it's calm. I know there's a bus, tour bus. We're not having that. We're having, because Junior Harrison hooked up a private tour. Ah, yes. We're about to have breakfast shortly. Day after Valentine's. And all this is because big weddings, tons of weddings. But there's a big major one that's a 3-day event that it's all set up for. They had a rooftop thing yesterday that went on till late in the night. So it kept us up a bit, but eventually subsided. And then, not even sure when the actual wedding is, but it'll be interesting to see what we see when we see it. Yeah. All right. Good morning. It is Saturday, February 15th, 2020. Here in Fairmont Jaipur, in the city of Jaipur in Rajasthan, India. Amazing, amazing trip. I can't, like how, within a week or so, this is our 4th city, 4th hotel. And then we have a couple more days where we then drive from here to Agra, overnight there, see the Taj Mahal. And then we continue on to Delhi. And then Delhi was our final stop. And then we're going to spend some time around there before we head back to Toronto. So yeah, wow, incredible India. And let me be clear, incredible India when you're able to travel like this and have the privilege and the opportunity to travel like this, all right? Because the reality is that many people in India probably wouldn't say it's so incredible in terms of how they have to live in terms of struggle and challenge. And that's a complicated story everywhere in the world, right? And of course, the big push is how do we, it's that funny thing how we sit in the opportunities to have these privileged experiences, but sitting beside the need to also organize and work to make sure systems shift and change so that everybody has at least access to these kinds of opportunities. Because right now, and then they can choose not to, or they can choose to go different paths. But now, too many people don't even have the opportunity to even barely make do. We see lots of children on the streets, which is not unique to India, all over the world, homeless populations right there in Toronto, very privileged country that we live in. And we know there's all kinds of different rates of opportunity for different populations, including Indigenous peoples, particularly in Canada, where I now live. And then I go back to Jamaica, where my heritage is, and where I was born, grew up, had the opportunity and lots of privileges, frankly, growing up in the kind of family I grew up with the kind of access we had, in ways that there's still many who don't. And then my heritage in the African continent and other smatterings of parts of the world where, all this complication exists. And so, we were talking last night when we were sitting here reflecting on our journey so far about the idea of minimum wage and, the idea of actual minimum standard of living and, and just also what we see when you come to somewhere like this, also incredible wealth. So the family who's actually paying for a 3-day wedding that is happening at this 5-star luxury resort in not just India, but frankly the world in terms of the standards of what we're seeing around us. And you think, what does it mean that this exists side by side with a young kid banging on our window? Clearly not had a bath in days or who knows weeks, begging for a little money so that they can eat, Like, how does that sit side by side? How is that allowed to happen? And really, how much, you think about wealth as well. After you accrue a certain amount of wealth, isn't there a point past which really and truly, you can never actually benefit from the more that you have, besides to know that you have it? And that goes for me. I'm doing some self-reflection myself about, as I'm able to have access to opportunity and privilege to get work and get, be able to achieve certain things and create certain comfort, but also have, disposable income. At what level do I also be more responsible with it, either for my own well-being or my wider family's well-being, but also, frankly, the world? Like, how am I contributing? And I don't mean this kind of give back, because I hate that whole, I'm giving back, you have to give back. Bullshit, that kind of charitable, I need to start a charity. No. It's about, nobody should feel like somebody else has to be in a position to give them and make them feel like, you're doing something for me. It's about create systems that everybody has the opportunity to create their own and make their own, right? So that's my interest. But of course, yes, the charity thing and the give back thing is instead of the time and energy and, it will take to change systems. So, of course, in the moment, people are hungry. So, respect and appreciate for the people who at least do that, But we always say that that's the low level, bottom of the barrel, minimum standard to where we really need to be. So I'm feeling all philosophical as I'm standing here in this incredible opportunity that my connections and my associations have been able to allow me that wouldn't necessarily be allowed to everybody, right? So, but aside from that, as in many places, there is wonder. There is quite incredible wonder, and also speaks to also the human ability to be able to also create and imagine. And so here we are. But work's got to be done to create better and more equitable material conditions for more of us in the world. All right? Let me do something. Come here, worry, say, I me have blotch upon the screen. I hope see upon this your side today. Lord God. So do you mean that blotch that has now gone is going to be on everything, other thing that I've... Oh no. Oh no. I should have cleaned the screen. So all kind of video me take have that blotch upon it. Because me say, what is that? Oh no, so all of yesterday's video footage has that blotch. Alright, what can you do?